Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again with the Renegade Master. I'm your Dreadlockcaster, RedRipz, and we're here for the second half, or at least the second game of this best of 3 series in the terrible tournament of fun between Grit and Chokeslam. Now this map number 2, is going to be Belshire Vestige, and straight away in the bottom right hand corner of the map we have the blue Terran player. His name, it's Grit. Yeah, he's been our hero the past couple of games. He won the first series that I casted, and he also won the game that we've just watched between these two players. So with Grit being 1 up now, what is his opponent going to do about it? Let's have a look in the top left-hand corner of the map. We have the red Terran player. It's Chokeslam. Yeah. Today's sister from another mister up here in the top left. Looking good. So between these two players, first game, not ideal really for Chokeslam, I'll be honest. He kind of got a lot of Marines out really early on, didn't really get into sort of the gas or the tech or anything like that, and just pushed out with Marines. And now that would have been fine had Grit not had some siege tanks in his base, or a siege tank, sorry, in his base already, that was able to just get 2 or 3 really good hits off on those Marines, and that just went straight through them, as you can imagine. Now, because I've just cast a game without having any drinks at all, I'm actually just going to open my drink now, if you'll excuse me just one moment. This is a fridge cookie dough milkshake, and as anyone who ever uses their voice for anything professional will tell you, the worst thing you can really do is, well, drink milk-based products like, or well, eat chocolate or anything with milk in it. Lactose just clogs the throat and makes you go, I mean, yeah. So this is a terrible idea. But this is CasualCraft, so what can we do? Well, if you excuse me if you don't quite understand, CasualCraft is the show that I do myself relatively regularly, when I can, when I'm not ill. So that's the fun of it. And thanks for the pings down at the bottom here. We're going to see a 2 racks out of Chokeslam straight away. I'm not sure who pinged that actually. Was that an observer ping? Yeah, Chokeslam going for the 2 racks outside his opponent's base. Grit, meanwhile, has got the barracks up at the front. And is getting a single SCV in his gas. Obviously, he isn't that in need of gas right now. He's going to take quite a while to get to the 25 or 50 gas that he'd be looking for to get the add-ons here, will our Grit. But if he just continues, he should be all right. He'd be looking to get the orbital command upgrade pretty soon, I would hope. Probably just needs to stop producing quite so many SCVs at the moment. Meanwhile, Chokeslam getting his 2 barracks down at the bottom here. How is Chokeslam going to defend this? Now, Grit must know something's going on, because he arrived at this base long before this front barracks went up, so he knows that there's something going on that's weird, because, like, what was Chokeslam doing if he wasn't building this? Like, where's his money gone? What's happened? So he's got to have at least an inkling that something weird's going on. We are getting a second barracks out of Grit here now, so he might just start producing the Marines. Although actually he's going to be getting a factory down as well, so I think we might see some tanks out here. If Chokeslam isn't quick enough about this, if he's a little bit tardy, just sort of wastes his time a little bit, doesn't quite get the troops out and forward as quick as he needs, then we could see some really valiant defence here from Grit out of this siege tank that's inevitably going to come out of the factory, because I feel like he's doing a very similar build to last time. Meanwhile, Grit is actually getting a barracks down at the front, a bunker down at the front as well. So he's got to know that there's something coming. This wasn't part of his build last time, and here we are, bunker on the low ground here out of Chokeslam as well. And with 2 Marines at the front, 2 more on the way, and several more in production. It's looking pretty good for Chokeslam at the moment. We'll have to see if he can do this. I don't think he's going to be able to, I'll be honest. As long as Grit can keep his production up, get the SCVs to make sure this sort of thing stays alive and take advantage of this bunker, he should be okay. Especially once he gets the siege tank out on the high ground. Although actually, maybe he's not going to go straight for the siege tank. I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see. Because it is going to be a little bit of a while yet, as he still only has 2 SCVs in this gas, and actually there's a lot of sort of random SCVs just sitting here now. And actually, we've seen the SCV die on Chokeslam's bunker there. That was really unfortunate for Chokeslam, and it actually looks like this could well be moving on now for Chokeslam here. I'm not sure entirely if he's going to be able to get that sorted out. Lovely focusing down on the bunker there, took out the SCV and just stopped that finishing up. Very nice timing there out of our Grit. So he's going to get the starport down behind this, getting a tech lab on the factory. So once again, I think he'll be going at the siege tanks. He seems to be quite a fan of those. Meanwhile, Chokeslam in his own base, he's going to be getting down the refinery and command centre as well. So it looks like he's going to try and macro up a bit. I'd imagine once these have finished producing the Marines, we're going to see the barracks move home and prepare for a defence. As Grit's got to know that he's ahead at this point. He's got a lot more of an economy than Chokeslam does. Well, at least I feel like he does. And just generally, it's a little bit of a tight situation for Chokeslam after that failed push forward there. I mean, Chokeslam I say he's got a lot more of economy. If we look at the SCV counts, they are only 2 different in SCVs, and yes, Grit has a mule out, but until you're in sort of like Diamond Masters League, it's sort of not that big a difference, really, because no one's perfect at this sort of level. Especially as we're seeing now Grit supply blocking himself quite comfortably here. He'll have to sort that out if he wants his siege tank to ever finish building. Meanwhile, Chokeslam getting down 2 extra barracks in his base. He's also got the 2 flying back from down south. There's the second one coming now. So with that, we should be seeing Chokeslam should be able to mount a better defence than last time, I would hope. He should have plenty of barracks down in his base. I think, yeah, he's getting the engineering bay out. He's got double refineries out nice and early this time. So he should have plenty of gas to get into those upgrades and start producing the troops that he needs to win this game. Now, meanwhile, Grit, he's going to be getting the command centre on the low ground. So he's taking a slightly more risky thing, I would say, but at the same time, I don't think Chokeslam's actually looking to push up despite his marine advantage, so I think he should be pretty safe to finish this up, especially once he's got a few marines down himself. I'd imagine that he's probably going to stick another bunker down on the front here. It's the sort of typical thing to do to help you defend this low ground, which has such a wide entrance. It's quite difficult. And yeah, we've seen the high ground bunker being salvaged there for the credits that it was paid for. So that's all very nice. So no, I was basically CasualCraft, my own little show thing that I sort of cast regularly, so excuse me if I keep bringing it up. So this will be forming part of the series of that, but I'm trying to make this a little bit more individual or something. I don't know, like just basically trying to make it more part of your tournament, if that makes sense. I say your tournament, I'm talking to the guys that have organised this and sent me the replays. I'm going to try and get through as much of the rest of the tournament as possible, and hopefully eventually make a playlist of as many of, if not all of the matches. Certainly of my own casts, and probably if there's ones I miss, I'll fill them in with other people's casts and stuff. Because it'd be nice, like if we're producing a product for people, it's nice to stick it all together, make it look pretty. Okay, so with that in mind, we'll see Grit pushing out the front of his base here now. Looking very good. He's going to move in for the people's elbow on our Chokeslam here, with a lot of marines, and we've got what looks like a scout barracks here. Not really scouting anything. I guess it's just sort of chilling there. Maybe he doesn't need to produce units right now. Good to have some air units, I guess. Even if it can't really do anything other than simply be. So with that in mind, Grit moving out again. Both players about even on supply now. Pretty similar army values. I think Chokeslam is slightly ahead in terms of the number of marines, but with the 2 tanks here and the medevac support, I think Grit should be in a pretty good position to push forward and do some serious damage here, especially as his stim is just going to finish up, and I really like the timing of this. Tank sieging up, forward go the troops as soon as stim finishes, and everything there is going to go down for Chokeslam. So yeah, with that in mind, I'm not actually sure what Chokeslam's going to do now. He just lost his entire army in the space of about 2 seconds to that stim timing, and Grit is just going to be pushing up and up the ramp here, taking out everything on the way. The low ground orbital commander is going to have to fly back up here, and with all this pressure on the front of the base here, Chokeslam's still trying to produce men to get his defence together. He does have a siege tank of his own, but unfortunately it's so far back in his own base that he's actually not really going to be that much use at the moment. I mean, yeah, he's going to take down a few marines at the front, these 2 siege tanks on the low ground blocking some of the troops back, as well as the SCVs, but this could actually go either way at the moment, with both siege tanks of Grit surviving, although actually no, that is going to be the end of Chokeslam's siege tank, and even with the SCV here at close range getting away with quite a lot of damage on this tank here. I really like that. It was quite a nice little move out of Chokeslam. Unfortunately, that's not going to be enough, and I do think Grit's going to take this game. He's only got 3 health left on Chokeslam here. We are sort of trying the usual Terran, oh my god, lift my buildings and fly away tactic, but it's not going to work here, and Grit will be taking this game. Another GG there out of Chokeslam, and Grit has absolutely delivered the killing blow to our wrestling fanatic here up in the top left hand corner of the map. So with another swig of my fridge, I'm going to wish everybody a GG, well played, and thanks very much for watching. I've been RedRipz, I'm your Dreadlock caster. Grit has taken the series 2-0, so he'll be moving on to the winners bracket final, I do believe. I can actually just double check that for clarity. Yeah, that is the winners bracket final. We'll find Grit in, and he's going to be going up against Jackius, who is the other winner of the winners bracket, and with Chokeslam heading down to the losers bracket now. If I just have a quick glance over at the losers bracket, it does look like Chokeslam will be facing Vast in the losers bracket there. Okay, so with that all to play for, thank you very much everyone for watching. GG to all players involved, and hopefully see some more casts very, very soon. Thank you all. Bye bye.